shorts and clambered down. Honk! Not a moment too soon either, because my ride had just pulled in. I scooped Chibi up mid-scratch and gently set her down inside our rickety screen door. Ah, arigato. Jessie-chan no oka-san ni yoroshiku ne. My mama hollered out after me. Yeah, okay, bye. I jumped down the front steps toward my friend's car. Jessie opened the car door for me, and I slid inside, my sweaty legs squeaking against the beige leather seats. I sighed as a blast of cool air hit my face. Being in the Kellys' fancy car, a Chrysler Fifth Avenue is what it was called, was what I imagined a limousine was like, or Apollo's chariot. I read a lot of mythology last year, and sure, the Kellys' Fifth Avenue wasn't pulled by fiery horses, but being inside it felt like I was floating in the sky. My mom waved from the front porch, and Mrs. Kelly waved back as we drove away. For the next 5 weeks, Monday through Friday, this would be our routine. Theater camp instead of school, thank goodness, and a posh ride instead of the school bus. Which reminded me, my mom says hi and thanks. Well, you tell her hi and you're welcome. Right back, okay? Mrs. Kelly chuckled as she steered us around the corner. I liked how Jessie's mom never seemed to mind how our carpool arrangement was kind of one-sided and not in her favor. With my dad at work today, my mom didn't have a car to drive us in. And the one we had was nowhere near as nice as this one that glided over streets like a boat in still waters, the potholes barely registering on the wheels. I sank into the sofa-like Corinthian leather seats. I didn't really know what that meant, except that Jessie made sure to point them out when her family bought the car. Did I just say Jessie? I meant Jessica. Hi, Jessica. I finally greeted my best friend. She was no longer Jessie, as she had been since the day we met in kindergarten. That's when we became best friends because she liked dinosaurs and so did I. Now that we were finished with elementary school, she decided she would be Jessica from now on. My friend's blue eyes twinkled, and her freckles seemed to sparkle on her cheeks when I called her by her new name. Or was that because she was wearing blush? It had only been a few weeks since the last day of school, but she already seemed older. Her sandy blonde hair was pulled back in a neat French braid, and her bangs were curled, teased, and shellacked in place, with a healthy dose of Aquanet hairspray. I wished my hair would do that, only it wouldn't. If I curled it, even when I used hairspray, within hours it would resume its natural state. A stick-straight black waterfall that tumbled just below my shoulders. Except for when I had it up in a ponytail, which was almost always in the summer to keep it from glomming onto my neck with sweat. With her new hairstyle, my friend was much more like a Jessica now than a Jessie. Hi, Annie. Annie. It felt weird to hear Jessica say my new name, too. I used to be Aoi Inoue, but if there's one thing I've learned, it's that it's easier for people to pronounce Arnold Schwarzenegger than it is to pronounce a short name like mine. I could count the number of people who could pronounce my name correctly on one hand, even though it's really easy. 3 syllables. A-O-E. Aoi. See? Piece of cake. But for my 6 years of elementary school, ooey, A-OK, and owie were the names I answered to. But not anymore. And my last name, Inoue, that was a disaster too. I know you? They asked. In owie? My dad discovered, though, that if we pronounced it Inoue, it sounded vaguely Irish, which people seemed more comfortable with than Inoue. So, on this first day of summer theater camp, 1987, I declared that I was Annie Inoue. Together with my new old friend, Jessica Kelly, I was shedding my elementary school past and was on my